Hey now everybody, this is Professor Island and we are talking today about basic formatting and structure, and today we're talking about the English 101 test paper and what you need to have on it in order to get at least a C. Keep in mind that a test is a timed essay. That means I expect that you're going to finish a certain amount of information, but also I take for granted that you're struggling with the time issue, but you must cover some specific minimum things in order to get a C for that particular work. You'll notice that when you get the prompt it will say in 5 paragraphs or more, and that means you must have 5 distinguishable paragraphs. If you do not have at least 5 paragraphs, you will not pass that particular test, because part of the test is your organization of information and getting enough work done within the prescribed time. In those 5 paragraphs, the first will be a very clear introduction. It does not need to be long, and I discuss introductions elsewhere on my website, but keep in mind I need a thesis statement and a background statement. At least 2 sentences. Anything over 5 sentences and you're likely giving me too much information in the introduction. The conclusion, likewise, is also short. 2 sentences at least, but certainly no more than 5. If you need more information on introductions and conclusions, see my discussion on organization and outlines on my website. The body paragraphs are going to be the most important aspect of your test. It is where I determine whether or not you understand the literary terms, and to that end you must discuss literary terms. If you simply explain in 3 or more paragraphs, body paragraphs, the story by simply talking about it and giving me the plot, you're not going to get a passing grade. You must utilize literary terms: symbolism, irony, conflict, character, setting, round, flat, conflicted, internal conflict, external conflict, and the like. You must use these literary terms. If you discuss irony or conflict, you must label them: dramatic irony, situational irony, internal conflict, man versus man conflict. You cannot simply say the character has a conflict. You must label what those things are very specifically in order to get credit. For symbolism, you cannot simply say something is symbolic. You must explain what the symbolism is in order for you to demonstrate to me you understand what symbolism is. That means you'd say that person is like an oak tree because both the oak tree and the person are strong and old and stalwart, and they do not move very quickly. The body paragraphs themselves must be at least 10 sentences. To that end, you will also include at least 1 quotation from the story itself. Directly quoted, not paraphrased, but directly quoted with a citation. You must have 1 quotation per body paragraph. You must have at least 10 sentences per body paragraph. You must name a literary device, a literary element in each body paragraph. The 5 paragraphs with the quotation and the literary devices and the introduction and the conclusion and everything is your test, and you must have all of those things in order to get a minimum C grade. If you want better than a C grade, you'll give me more literary elements and explain how they interact with each other. You'll use more than 1 quotation per body paragraph. You'll make your paragraphs in the body way beyond 10 sentences, but for that minimum, you have to hit those minimum qualifications in order to get a C. Stay in touch.